What's up, guys? It's Monday. It's actually Monday. I'm recording this on Monday because I forgot to record it yesterday. So this is the first official video that I'm recording it on a Monday. I'm still a bit sick, so if you hear anything in my voice or if I sneeze uncontrollably or snot builds up and I must blow my nose in the middle of a thought, that's why. Hopefully none of that will happen. But yeah, if you can see the title, it's not really a rant about senior photos, it's a rant about my senior photos. I went to get my senior photos done at a place called, so I'm not going to actually say the name, but I'm going to say, a picture is going to go up of a character from The Big Bang Theory, and the first name of this character is the name of this photography place. It's this character's photography, okay? And if that's not clever enough for you, then it's my name with art on the end. But a little background, someone who's very close to me works at Disney as a firefighter. I'm not going to say who for privacy reasons, but just know that they're very close to me. And they work at Disney as a firefighter paramedic. And that night, a few weeks ago when the child was found dead, well, not found, they couldn't find a child after an alligator took this child. This person that was extremely close to me, still is, was out looking for this child, like that night, until about 3 o'clock in the morning. They were looking for this child. So that's just the background. And then a few days ago, some allegations came out that these firefighters had been told twice to not feed the alligators, which there are only allegations, and let me explain why. This is because the emails are only one-sided. Because when you send an email to a government agency, that's public record. And this is all just my interpretation of it, so if I'm incorrect about anything, that's why. But when you send an email to the government agency, that's public record. However, Disney's emails, the ones sent from Disney, are private, because Disney's a private company, it's not a government agency, obviously. So Disney doesn't have to release their emails after a public record request because Disney is a private company. But these other people do, because they're a government agency, they have to release its public information. So what you get is one side of a conversation saying, hey, don't feed the alligators. You don't get the other side of the conversation. Now, if you don't understand that, I'm going to make it a bit more like relatable to you. So let's say you're looking at a friend's text messages, right? Your friend's like, hey, check out these texts. I was texting someone. And you can only see, let's say it's on an iPhone, you can only see the green messages, you know? You can only see the green ones. You only see one side of the conversation. That conversation is going to be really confusing, and you're going to like not understand any of it because you could draw completely different conclusions by missing half the information. That's what's happening right now, because they're only getting half the information from this case. So the news media is going, hey, look what we found. These firefighters were definitely feeding alligators, and it's only half of a conversation. There's no proof, there's no eyewitnesses, there's no one to prove that these firefighters were ever feeding the alligators, ever. In fact, I've had multiple conversations with this close person to me about this, and they said that the alligators and other animals, raccoons, they had raccoon problems and alligator problems when people left the dumpsters unlocked, and they would swarm. And whenever the dumpsters were locked, never had a problem with alligators or raccoons. So it's their theory that the dumpster wasn't locked that night, and so alligators and raccoons were out, but obviously the alligator was the problem in this case, and that's why it happened. Not necessarily because anyone was feeding anything or anything like that, it was just that they left the dumpsters unlocked, which honestly is a pretty sound theory to me. It makes more sense than people feeding alligators. In Florida, you grow up learning never feed alligators. You grow up. That's ingrained into you. Like you are 3 and you are told, hey, don't feed alligators. And then you're 3 in one day and you're told, hey, don't feed alligators because they'll freaking come out and they'll lose their fear of humans. I mean, it is, trust me, if you live in Florida, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, to my actual rant. I was at Big Bang Theory character photography, and Front desk, right? I went back to change. I came back to my mom because I wanted to get my saxophone out for some pictures. We already pre-ordered these, so it's not like I'm paying after the fact. We already pre-bought these pictures. They're talking about these allegations that came out. Okay, when I come back out. They were saying that the firefighters didn't know what they were doing, and they're saying that the firefighters were stupid, and they were saying that they didn't need firefighters out there because it's Disney and they never get fires. And they also said, and I kid you not, I would not want them changing or checking my smoke alarm. I wouldn't want them rescuing me out of a fire, you know? Oh! This is someone that's extremely close to me, mind you. Like, I mean... I'm flipping out. I'm trying to be nice because they're in control of me looking good and me not looking good. So I'm trying to be nice until the end. And it's extremely hard to watch them talk smack about this person. I mean, I'm sitting there. It's the front flipping desk. You don't spread rumors. You don't talk about other people. It's the front desk. You save that for either never or the water cooler or lunch. You don't talk about it at the front desk where everyone can hear you. They didn't know that they would run into me, someone that knows this firefighter, that was out looking for this baby until 3 o'clock in the morning. Are you freaking kidding me? And just to clear this up, from my information, which could be wrong, but is pretty close to being right, most fire departments in the country have 85% medical calls and 15% fire calls. So having firefighters at Disney, especially firefighter medics like this person I'm close to, is extremely important, especially when you have a bunch of people who don't know how to drink water, go out to theme parks in Florida during the summer, and then they pass out. Also, they focus more on prevention than they do on firefighting. They try to prevent fires from ever happening. So if they weren't out there, there would be a lot more fires at Disney. And another thing, Disney has fireworks every single night. Every night. So you don't think little brush fires have happened from launching fireworks every night? You don't think fireworks have landed in trees and brush that Disney has everywhere and caught fire to anything? You're mistaken, because it happens. They have a truck specifically for that. So don't be talking crap about the firefighter, especially the firefighters of all people. I can understand Disney employees because they don't have a public service like they're... The firefighters? Really? You're gonna freaking call out the firefighters upon allegations? They literally read the headline and already made their decision that the firefighters were useless and unnecessary and just not... Guys, when you read a headline, it's a headline. It's also not the full story, and the full story isn't the full story, especially in a case like this where they only have half the story. I honestly hate most news outlets, especially local news, because they want so badly to get a story that they don't care about the people they're hurting on the way. And then the people that blindly follow their stories, you don't know who you're hurting. Like I said, I'm very close to this person, and I had conversations with this person, and I had conversations with this person after, right after they got home, after the night of searching. And being up until 3 in the morning, looking for a child and not finding the child. Do you have any idea what a psychological effect that has on the person? Not only did they lose sleep, but they lost a life. And now you want to put yourself in the mindset that they didn't care, or that it was their fault. I just can't understand that. Guys, take this from me. 1, don't use Big Bang Theory character photography, because I'm done with them. Also, don't just read the headlines of news and make your mind. I know it's hard to do. I do it sometimes. Keep in mind what your comments have on Facebook, what effect that has on the people that they're about. These firefighters were up until 3 in the morning looking for a child that they couldn't find. And they really wanted so badly to find this child in the best of health. It's hard for me to imagine people hating on these firefighters. It happens a lot with our first responders. You hate them until you need them. You hate the firefighters until you're stuck in a fire. And then you want them so badly to come save you. I'm just saying in general, okay? I'm not trying to be political. Just in general, respect your first responders and be thankful for them. Because honestly, they don't get paid enough for what they're doing at all. And especially here in Florida. Just be thankful for them. Go thank someone. Make them cookies or something. I know for firefighters, they work in 3 shifts. So there's A shift, B shift, C shift for each day, because they work 24 hours in most places. So make 3 batches of cookies and deliver them on 3 different days. Just do something to help them. Because God knows they need it sometimes. Thank you for getting through the rant. See you next Monday. Another problem I have with the news outlets and just people in general, we want so badly to blame someone. We always want someone to blame. You know, you always want to blame someone. There has to be a reason behind something. That's why the firefighters are getting blamed right now, because people want someone to blame. But sometimes there just isn't anyone to blame. Sometimes things just happen, and through no fault of anyone, bad things happen. But people don't like that. They want closure. They want to blame someone. But before you blame someone, think about who you're blaming and the effect it's going to have on them. I can tell you that blaming these tough firefighters is, it's emotionally draining on them. Especially when they need to go back to work a few days later and try to save other people. There's not always someone to blame. And when you blame a random person that's innocent, it hurts them a lot.